Hello and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Alex and this is Emma.
And in today's video, we want to share with you our first impressions of travelling in Korea.
In the previous episodes, we started our channel, blagged our way into a bunch of video jobs, got burnt out completely, stopped working and started backpacking again. After a month on the islands of Thailand, we made our way to our next destination.
But after 14 hours of travelling, we finally arrived at Don Mueang Airport in Bangkok. And we're going to Seoul, South Korea, new country.
She needs bigger shoes. We set off yesterday at 10:15. It's now 9:34. So just under 24 hours, but by the time we get there, 24 hours.
With the monster journey almost over, we headed to our hostel to have the biggest of sleeps.
I kept waking up during my nap and I'd open my eyes and I would see this. It's in the corner. It really freaks me out. Why would you put a hat on there? Just put it on your bed. Don't make it look like a person. Mannequins. That's something else I really don't like. Mannequins. Walking in the shop, I'm always jumping around, freaking out. They've always got their tits out, which doesn't help. I know this sounds weird, but I genuinely, with a passion, hate mannequins.
He does.
When I'm walking around the shop, they've got this weird presence, and I always mistake them for people. So, in the comments, does anyone else hate mannequins?
Or does anyone love them? Is it the opposite? Are you obsessed with mannequins? Leave it in the comments down below.
Also, leave in the comments, are you scared of anything weird?
Yeah, or any other inanimate objects, perhaps.
And so this is our dorm room. Let's see it here. So the beds. And so this is where I sleep. And that's where Emma sleeps. And so we're kind of living the dream because every couple wants to sleep in separate beds.
I think the first thing that Alex, at least, wanted to do when we arrived in Korea was to find one of those automatic super technology toilets.
I think I kind of forced you to do this, actually.
Yeah.
We've heard rumours, but never actually seen one before. But we've come across this. So these toilets, from what I've heard, they spray air at you, water at you, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I am going to show you how it works. It's spraying water at me, and I don't know if it's ever going to stop. Please stop. God. It's like a hand dryer.
I really love that first day when you arrive in a new country, in a new culture, and everything is just exciting and weird and fun and interesting. So these are smoke masks in case of a smoke-related emergency. Don't know about you, but it doesn't seem like that many masks considering how many people use the subway.
Getting around didn't come without its challenges, especially with the language barrier.
So our first night in Seoul. So there's two things. The most important thing, street food. Second thing, lantern festival. What have you got there?
Got some soup. Smells some meaty broth. And I believe this is a hash brown meets a corn dog.
It's interesting.
Here we go.
Looks like it's hot.
My sausage game was strong even back in 2015.
You've been judging the world's sausages for years.
I really hate sausages like this, can you see that?
Yeah.
And they're like American chipolatas. I can never see again.
Like hot dogs.
I think my face gives you my review.
And as it turns out, my street food choice didn't go too well either.
Okay, it's one of my first bits of street food. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like egg on bread of some kind. It's like an egg on sponge cake. Very strange.
Once we'd eaten, it was time to make our way over to the Lantern Festival.
So our first night didn't go as planned. We got lost. Our really bad Korean skills has taken us to a station that looks kind of like the one that we wanted to go to, but wasn't that one.
We couldn't find it anywhere.
Which was a terrible combination because Alex is a massive wind-up merchant.
Emma's been stressing out because we couldn't find it. She's getting very grumpy. It's not even the time. So we gotta go try and find the correct station on my own, I guess. It's got worse. Emma's made another mistake. Haven't you? Tell them. Say I made a mistake.
We made a mistake.
So she made a mistake because she chose the wrong line to get on. And in turn means that we had to, after realising 6 stops the wrong way, but we had to get off, and now we had to pay again. I'm not happy about that.
Maybe you shouldn't have made a mistake.
So she made a mistake. She said, let's get on this way. It's definitely the right way. She said, I'm 100% sure it's the right way.
None of that.
Although day one didn't go according to plan, we got up early the next day to give it another go.
So we successfully got the cable car up to Namsan Park, and we just stumbled upon the most amazing sword display.
We walked around the park for hours, enjoying the beauty of autumn in Seoul.
And the colours around the city are absolutely stunning.
Reds.
Yellows. Greens. Orange.
The colours were so vibrant you could almost taste them.
Ow. How much would I have to pay you to eat this leaf?
Nothing. Next up, we decided to get out of our comfort zone and meet up with a local person that we'd met online on couchsurfing.
Yeah, and we do tend to get a little bit of social anxiety from time to time, so we headed to the nearest bar to try and calm the nerves before our meeting.
We've just left the Walkabout bar, had a couple of beers there, and they've got loads of memorabilia and souvenirs from the place that we met, Pai, in Thailand.
Yeah, so we were talking to the owners, or at least the people that ran the place, and we told them that we met in Pai and about our story, and so they took our photo and put it on the wall in there. So if anyone is ever in Seoul and find themselves coming to the Walkabout bar, we'll be on the wall.
We're now walking to meet a guy that we've spoke to on couchsurfing, and it's a local guy. His name is Kangi, and from what we can gather, he seems a bit crazy.
Good kind of crazy, but a bit crazy, yeah.
Upon arrival, he had an unusual present for us and an even more unusual proposition.
What are we doing today?
We're going to the North Korean border and we're going to be dressed as mermaids.
The reason we're going to be dressed as mermaids is because our friend Kangi, he is an artist and photographer, and he's currently working on a project of people dressed as mermaids in just normal situations. So in the office, in a restaurant, crossing the street, going for a nice little trip to the North Korean border.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? We're now about 30 minutes away from the border. So right on the border apparently is an amusement park, which just seems really strange to me. We've been driving alongside this river so far, and all along it is loads of barbed wire, and he's explained the reason being for this is that it's to stop those pesky North Koreans sneaking in, which they do like to do from time to time. Really surreal here. So the reason this originally was just the border, and they've now made it really commercial. So they've put the amusement park, they've got burger restaurants, they've got pizza, street food, everything you can think of. And it's just really strange that you've got, so behind me you've got the Ferris wheel, and this side you've got North Korea.
I'm feeling really disappointed we didn't go to the soybean museum. I'll never get a chance like this again.
So the moment has arrived where we are now going to get to be mermaids. So right behind us is North Korea.
It's like a dream come true. Ever since watching The Little Mermaid, I've always wanted to be one. And now I am, in the middle of Korea.
Unfortunately the fog set in just as we were about to start taking the photos, so it kind of ruined it a little bit, but it's still pretty hilarious. Just look at that. Why are you dressed like a mermaid? I love how this guy in the background over there is acting like that is normal. This is the weirdest moment of my life right now. I'm right next to the motorway, and I'm hitchhiking, dressed as a mermaid.
How do you like being a mermaid?
I love being a merman.
Oh, sorry, a merman.
Merman. Randomly, this wasn't the last time that we got to be mermaids. A few months later, we went and met Kangi again in the Philippines and got to parasail as mermaids.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the most unusual experiences we've had whilst travelling. So let us know down in the comments below, what is your most unusual experience that you've had whilst on the road?
And is it weirder than being on the North Korean border just as a mermaid?
On this trip, we were definitely trying to make a conscious effort to be more like yes people and to grab as many opportunities that came our way as possible.
Also, looking back now, it's making us in the future want to do this again. So this is a note to future selves to push ourselves even more in our future content. So our first time in Korea and our first impressions were that it was a bit of a mixed bag, but on the most part, all awesome.
Yeah, it was a good mixed bag. It didn't come without its challenges with the language and the food not being the most veggie friendly, but on the whole, it was such an exciting time where we really pushed ourselves in terms of our comforts and meeting new people, and also just in terms of a new culture.
Yeah, for us, Russia and Korea have definitely been the hardest places in terms of the language barrier. I'd like to know in the comments, where's the hardest place in terms of language barrier that you've been?
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Give it a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell because there's more Korea content coming soon.
If you didn't like the video, make sure you put in the comments how much you hated it, because we love to hear how much we've annoyed you today. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time, and goodbye everybody! Beans out!
I'm sorry, Mum. We're doing something and you're not gonna like it.